日本語を単語帳で覚えた人はいませんよね。単語は文章中で覚えるのが自然なのです。英文ヒントで単語を覚えた生徒さんは、次に文章で出会ったとき、イメージが勝手に浮かんだ。単語の使い方やニュアンスを理解できた。単純な暗記地獄から抜け出し、繰り返し挑戦できたと語っています。
Let's get started. Proliferate. Nuclear weapons are proliferating.
Proliferate.
激増する。
Tangle. Don't tangle our discussion.
Tangle.
をもつれさせる。
Facilitate. It facilitates our jobs.
Facilitate.
を容易にする。
Avert. You definitely didn't avert your eyes.
Avert.
から背ける。
Assimilate. We can't assimilate the fiber.
Assimilate.
を吸収する。
Maim. He was badly maimed in the car accident.
Maim.
不自由にする。
Retort. He retorted that he never agreed with her.
Retort.
と言い返す。
Forfeit. All his rights were forfeit.
Forfeit.
を失う。
Suffocate. I was suffocated by the bad smell.
Suffocate.
を窒息させる。
Reciprocate. I would like to reciprocate your help.
Reciprocate.
に報いる。
Municipal. A municipal officer.
Municipal.
地方自治体の。
Exorbitant. We refused an exorbitant interest.
Exorbitant.
法外な。
Catastrophic. A catastrophic occurrence.
Catastrophic.
破壊的な。
Indispensable. She is indispensable to me.
Indispensable.
不可欠な。
Congressional. A congressional district.
Congressional.
集会の。
Pricey. Her taste in fashion is quite pricey.
Pricey.
高価な。
Influential. He belongs to an influential family here.
Influential.
勢力のある。
Collective. Collective bargaining right.
Collective.
集合的な。
Toxic. A toxic element.
Toxic.
有毒な。
Measurable. We obtained measurable concessions.
Measurable.
ある程度の。
Demolition. This house escaped the demolition by the order of government.
Demolition.
取り壊し。
Segregation. Racial segregation policy.
Segregation.
隔離。
Layman. He's a layman in this business.
Layman.
素人。
Acquittal. She won an acquittal.
Acquittal.
無罪放免。
Fiasco. The event turned into a complete fiasco.
Fiasco.
大失敗。
Facet. Exploring every facet of the issue is important.
Facet.
面。
Grievance. He airs his grievance.
Grievance.
不平。
Milestone. It is our millstone so far.
Milestone.
標石。
Futility. I was feeling the futility of college life.
Futility.
無益。
Omen. An omen of disaster.
Omen.
前兆。
Evoke. The music evoked our passion.
Evoke.
を呼び起こす。
Litigate. The two parties litigated their dispute in court.
Litigate.
訴訟を起こす。
Gnaw. The dog is gnawing a bone.
Gnaw.
をかじる。
Acclaim. She is acclaimed for her inspiring story.
Acclaim.
喝采する。
Pester. He pesters me for money.
Pester.
苦しめる。
Insurmountable. The trouble is insurmountable.
insurmountable,
打ち勝ちがたい、
Irascible. She is an irascible person.
irascible,
短気な、
Unbiased. An unbiased paper.
unbiased,
偏りのない、
Austere. He lives a life of austere fare.
austere,
質素厳格な、
Coarse. Coarse fare.
coarse,
粗末な、
Frigid. The fidget days.
frigid,
極寒の、
Foremost. It made her the foremost expert in the field.
foremost,
最先端の、
Indignant. He was indignant and demanded an apology.
indignant,
怒った、
Egregious. I was an egregious liar.
egregious,
とてもひどい、
Innate. He followed his innate intuition.
innate,
生来の、
Beguile. She beguiled him with false promises.
beguile,
を欺く、
Lurch. The boat was lurching in the heavy storm.
lurch,
よろめく、
Incite. You incited us to strike.
insight,
を先導する、
Bridle. The young horse bridled against the reins.
bridle,
反り返る、
Saturate. The cloth was saturated with water, unable to absorb any more.
saturate,
が飽和状態になる、
Incense. His thoughtless words incensed his boss.
incense,
を激怒させる、
Outlaw. The government outlawed the use of plastic bags.
outlaw,
を非合法化させる、
Eclipse. The clouds eclipsed our view of the sky.
eclipse,
光を奪う、職、
Confer. The university will confer degrees upon him.
confer,
送る、会議する、
Retard. His bad habit tends to retard his success.
retard,
を妨げる、
Succumb. She refused to succumb to peer pressure.
succumb,
負ける、
Oust. You should oust them from this team.
oust,
を追い出す、
Plead. She pleaded with her mother not to interrupt her.
plead,
懇願する、
Lurk. The devil lurks in the details.
lurk,
潜む、
Accost. It's not polite to suddenly accost people you don't know.
accost,
に声をかける、
Lure. The shiny object was an effective lure for the fish.
lure,
おとり、
Chain. That shop belongs to a big chain store group.
chain,
チェーン、
Aspiration. His aspiration to invest in the project was unstoppable.
aspiration,
熱望、
Periphery. The house is located on the periphery of the city.
periphery,
周囲、
Diatribe. His diatribe made her incensed with him.
diatribe,
痛烈な皮肉、
Rhetoric. His rhetoric is persuasive.
rhetoric,
レトリック、
Dwelling. This dwelling is too luxurious for us.
dwelling,
住居、
Parliament. Parliament in England is similar to the Diet in Japan.
parliament,
議会、
Herd. A herd of deer is coming toward us.
herd,
群れ、
Confederate. The groups formed a confederate partnership.
confederate,
同盟の、
Melancholy. His melancholic behavior cast a shadow over the party.
melancholy,
塞ぎ込んだ、
Reductionist. His view is often seen as reductionist.
reductionist,
還元主義的な、
Benign. My intention had been benign.
benign,
無害な、
Cumbersome. That guy sometimes becomes cumbersome.
cumbersome,
扱いにくい、
Irrational. Your allegation seems to be irrational to us.
irrational,
不合理な、
Pharmaceutical. The pharmaceutical company launches a new medication.
Pharmaceutical.
製薬の
Nebulous. I have just a nebulous and obscure idea.
Nebulous.
曖昧な
Bereaved. The bereaved family struggled to cope with their loss.
Bereaved.
遺族の
Turbulent. The plane is tumbling caused by turbulent conditions.
Turbulent.
荒れ狂う
Queasy. Her stomach felt queasy after the turbulent flight.
Queasy.
吐き気のする
Baffle. Princess was baffled why he accosted her directly.
Baffle.
を困惑させる
Conjure. The magician conjured a rabbit out of his hat.
Conjure.
を呼び起こす
Spark. His innovative idea sparkled a wave of enthusiasm.
Spark.
の引き金になる
Emblazon. They emblazoned the company logo on the gate.
Emblazon.
を飾る
Demean. Her pleading couldn't demean his resolve.
Demean.
の品位を下げる
Rout. The team's solidarity helped them rout the competition.
Route.
を打ち負かす
Skyrocket. The stock price skyrocketed after the report.
Skyrocket.
急騰する
Encroach. Burglars encroached on his dwelling.
Encroach.
侵入する
Coalesce. Pharmaceutical companies plan to coalesce for efficiency.
Coalesce.
合体する
Linger. He continued to linger in the office after 5 p.m.
Linger.
ブラブラする
Shackle. She felt as if shackles were on her emotions.
Shackle.
手かせ
Awe. We couldn't help but succumb to a feeling of awe.
Or.
畏敬の念
Spree. Her shopping spree nearly led to her bankruptcy.
Spree.
衝動
Discontent. His constant complaints showed his discontent.
Discontent.
不満
Relevance. Its relevance to the topic was problematic.
Relevance.
妥当性
Mileage. His car's high mileage means wasting money.
Mileage.
燃費走行距離
Quirk. Her quirky habits didn't prevent her success.
Quirk.
気癖
Clot. The wound clot requires attention.
Clot.
塊
Coefficient. The coefficient of friction can spark our discussion.
Coefficient.
係数
Detachment. Her detachment from the society left people in awe.
Detachment.
乖離
Embrace. Let's embrace new opportunities.
Embrace.
を包み込む
Enact. The government will enact new laws to address the issue.
Enact.
を制定する
Resent. I resent your rude comments.
Resent.
に憤る
Denounce. She tried to denounce the corrupt practices.
Denounce.
を糾弾する
Fuel. His bribery will fuel public outrage.
Fuel.
を煽る
Deem. I deem this decision necessary.
Deem.
を思う
Splurge. I'm going to splurge on a fancy dinner tonight.
Splurge.
贅沢な行為をする
Endow. The university was endowed with a generous donation.
Endow.
を寄付する
Penalize. The referee penalized the player for the foul.
Penalize.
を処罰する
Vie. They vie for the top position.
Vie.
張り合う
Juror. The jurors have discussed that evidence.
Juror.
陪審員
Photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is an essential process for plants.
Photosynthesis.
光合成
Stalemate. The negotiations reached a stalemate.
Stalemate.
手詰まり
Practitioner. She became a practitioner, taking over from her father.
Practitioner.
開業医。
Reign. His reign seemed to continue forever.
Reign.
君臨。
Solace. She found solace in talking with friends.
Solace.
慰め。
Censorship. Censorship restricts freedom of speech.
Censorship.
検閲。
Generosity. Her generosity knows no bounds.
Generosity.
気前が良い。
Anomaly. The sudden temperature drop was an anomaly here.
Anomaly.
変則。
Predecessor. He is a predecessor of the current principal.
Predecessor.
前任者。
Mundane. The task was quite mundane.
Mundane.
平凡な。
Volatile. The accident made the situation volatile.
Volatile.
変化しやすい。
Conspicuous. Her bright red dress was conspicuous.
Conspicuous.
人目につく。
Illustrious. He had an illustrious career in science.
Illustrious.
著名な。
Pagan. They celebrated their pagan rituals during the summer festival.
Pagan.
異教徒。
Forlorn. She had a forlorn expression.
Forlorn.
心細い。
Subtle. His subtle humor always made me smile.
Subtle.
緻密な。
Robust. Everyone was surprised by your robust health.
Robust.
強い。
Candid. Her candid response was refreshing.
Candid.
率直な。
Diminutive. The puppy was diminutive in size.
Diminutive.
小柄の。
Exacerbate. His comments only served to exacerbate the situation.
Exacerbate.
を悪化させる。
Invoke. She invoked her right to remain silent.
Invoke.
を行使する。
Lodge. He decided to lodge a formal complaint with his boss.
Lodge.
に申し立てる。
Incarcerate. The judge chose to incarcerate the criminal.
Incarcerate.
を投獄する。
Hatch. The mother bird will hatch her egg soon.
Hatch.
を孵化させる。
Incline. She must incline her head in agreement.
Incline.
へ傾斜させる。
Thrive. His shop continues to thrive.
Thrive.
繁盛する。
Exert. She had to exert a lot of effort to finish the project.
Exert.
に振るう。
Evaporate. The sun evaporated the cup of water.
Evaporate.
を蒸発させる。
Instigate. He always instigates our conflict.
Instigate.
を扇動する。
Inflammation. The inflammation in her knee is painful.
Inflammation.
炎症。
Stroke. His father had a stroke 2 days ago.
Stroke.
脳卒中。
Consternation. Her sudden resignation caused consternation.
Consternation.
仰天。
Pinnacle. Reaching the summit was the pinnacle of his achievement.
Pinnacle.
頂点。
Bud. The spring buds are starting to bloom.
Bud.
つぼみ。
Cortex. The cortex is responsible for processing sensory information.
Cortex.
気質。
Clergy. The clergy gathered for a special prayer service.
Clergy.
聖職者。
Niche. We are looking for a new niche domain.
Niche.
ニッチ。
Tenure. She has held her tenure for 5 years.
Tenure.
保持期間。
Discretion. Use your discretion when making decisions.
Discretion.
資料分別。
Alleviate. The doctor tried to alleviate pain with medication.
alleviate,
を緩和する。
Nudge. She nudged him to wake him up.
nudge,
肘でつつく。
Comprise. The team comprises experts from various fields.
comprise,
を構成する。
Mitigate. Planting trees can help mitigate climate change.
mitigate,
を鎮める。
Diminish. His enthusiasm did not diminish over time.
diminish,
少なくする。
Erupt. The volcano could erupt at any moment.
erupt,
噴火する。
Revamp. We are going to revamp the website.
revamp,
を改良する。
Spur. Surely the new technology spurs innovation.
spur,
拍車をかける。
Improvise. He had to improvise a solution.
improvise,
即興で曲を作る。
Address. She will address the audience at the conference.
address,
に話しかける。
Reel. His mind began to reel from the shock.
reel,
よろめく。
Inflict. He didn't want to inflict any pain.
inflict,
を課する。
Envision. I can envision a bright future for our company.
envision,
を心に描く。
Divert. They tried to divert the enemy's attention.
divert,
へ転換する。
Revolt. The citizens began to revolt against the oppressive regime.
revolt,
反抗する。
Combustion. The combustion engine revolutionized transportation.
combustion,
激動。
Vet. The vet examined the injured dog.
vet,
獣医。
Density. The density of the material affects its buoyancy.
density,
密度。
Foray. She made a foray into the world of fashion design.
foray,
襲撃。
Validity. The validity of his argument was questioned by the experts.
validity,
妥当性。
Savvy. She has a lot of business savvy.
savvy,
実務的な知識。
Inception. The project has been in development since its inception.
inception,
発端。
Influx. A huge influx of tourists.
influx,
流入。
Larva. The larva eventually transforms into a butterfly.
larva,
幼虫。
Reservoir. The police are monitoring the reservoir.
reservoir,
貯水池。
Explicit. Her instructions were explicit and easy to follow.
explicit,
明白な。
Treacherous. The treacherous path required careful navigation.
treacherous,
危険な。
Avid. An avid collector of rare stamps.
avid,
熱心な。
Adjunct. The adjunct professor taught the class.
adjunct,
付属の。
Swift. The swift river currents carried the canoe downstream.
swift,
素早い。
Intricate. The watch had an intricate design with many tiny details.
intricate,
複雑な。
Fervent. Her fervent speech moved the audience to tears.
fervent,
熱烈な。
Intriguing. The letter had an intriguing message.
intriguing,
好奇心をそそる。
Incoming. The incoming tide brought shells to the beach.
incoming,
今来ている。
Nasty. The spoiled milk had a nasty smell.
nasty,
不潔な。
Tangible. The benefits of exercise are often tangible.
tangible,
有形の。
Agrarian. Agrarian societies are closely connected to the land.
agrarian,
農業の。
Psychiatric. She received psychiatric treatment for her anxiety.
Psychiatric.
精神医学の
Susceptible. He is susceptible to colds during the winter months.
Susceptible.
多感な
Immaculate. Her house was immaculate, without any spots.
Immaculate.
欠点のない
Staunch. She remained a staunch supporter of the cause.
Staunch.
信頼できる
Inherent. The inherent beauty of nature is awe-inspiring.
Inherent.
生来の
Profound. His speech had a profound impact on us.
Profound.
心からの
Conversational. His conversational skills make him a great coordinator.
Conversational.
会話での
Optimal. To achieve optimal results, follow these instructions.
Optimal.
最上の
Inadvertently. She inadvertently left her keys at home.
Inadvertently.
不注意に
Predominantly. The city's population is predominantly young.
Predominantly.
優勢に
Desperately. She was desperately searching for her lost phone.
Desperately.
必死に
Readily. He readily agreed to help us with the project.
Readily.
二つ返事で
Consistently. She consistently delivers high-quality work.
Consistently.
守備一貫して
Surmount. She was determined to surmount the challenges.
Surmount.
に打ち勝つ
Evict. The landlord would evict the non-paying tenant.
Evict.
を立ち退かせる
Antagonize. He didn't want to antagonize his boss.
Antagonize.
を敵に回す
Deprecate. Rather than deprecating their efforts, she encouraged them.
Deprecate.
を軽視する
Veer. The car suddenly veered off the road.
Veer.
方向を変える
Rectify. The AI program quickly rectified the computer issue.
Rectify.
を改正する
Adorn. I used flowers to adorn the table for the party.
Adorn.
を飾り立てる
Deduce. From the evidence, I can deduce that it is correct.
Deduce.
を演繹する
Mollify. She tried to mollify the angry customer with a refund.
Mollify.
を鎮める
Pledge. She will pledge her support to the cause.
Pledge.
を制約する
Dangle. The monkey jumped and dangled from the branch.
Dangle.
ぶら下がる
Enumerate. Please enumerate the reasons for your decision.
Enumerate.
を列挙する
Flaunt. He liked to flaunt his new car.
Flaunt.
誇示する
Tout. They hired him to tout their new product.
Tout.
売り込む
Mar. The spilled coffee marred the white cloth.
Mar.
を台無しにする
Deface. The vandals defaced the graffiti on the wall.
Deface.
の外観を損なう
Dissipate. The heat caused the fog to dissipate.
Dissipate.
散らす
Recuperate. After the surgery, he needed time to recuperate.
Recuperate.
回復する
Inaugurate. They will inaugurate the new president today.
Inaugurate.
の就任を祝う
Strive. She strives to excel in her studies.
Strive.
励む
Devoid. The classroom was devoid of laughter.
Devoid.
がかけて
Facetious. His facetious remark lightened the mood.
Facetious.
冗談の
Jubilant. She was jubilant after winning the game.
Jubilant.
歓喜によって
Disheveled. The strong wind left her hair disheveled.
Disheveled.
取り乱れた。
Insipid. The insipid presentation failed to capture the audience.
Insipid.
味気ない。
Lax. The lax security measures led to a data breach.
Lax.
手ぬるい。
Arcane. He had a deep understanding of arcane rituals.
Arcane.
秘密の。
Bucolic. The bucolic countryside was a peaceful retreat.
Bucolic.
牧歌的な。
Haughty. Her haughty attitude made it difficult to approach her.
Haughty.
傲慢な。
Garbled. The garbled message was hard to decipher.
Garbled.
しどろもどろで。
Trite. The trite advice would not help her.
Trite.
ありふれた。
Vicarious. We felt vicarious joy through his success.
Vicarious.
身代わりの。
Implicit. I received his implicit approval for it.
Implicit.
暗黙の。
Dreary. Even at midday, this street was incredibly dreary.
Dreary.
わびしい。
Rudimentary. He had a rudimentary understanding of the subject.
Rudimentary.
基礎的な。
Innuendo. It seems like your statement contains an innuendo.
Innuendo.
当てこすり。
Allegory. His claim is not merely an allegory.
Allegory.
偶話。
Protrusion. The sword has a sharp protrusion.
Protrusion.
突出すること。
Graft. Graft is a form of political corruption.
Graft.
汚職。
Duplicity. Everyone knows his political duplicity.
Duplicity.
二枚舌。
Concussion. He suffered a concussion in the car accident.
Concussion.
脳震盪。
Contraband. They were caught smuggling contraband.
Contraband.
密輸品。
Tinge. Her cheeks had a rosy tinge.
Tinge.
色合い。
Alacrity. She accepted the challenge with alacrity.
Alacrity.
素早さ。
Semblance. He maintained a semblance of normalcy.
Semblance.
見せかけ。
Disposition. Her disposition is always cheerful.
Disposition.
性質。
Felicity. Your felicity radiates in your smile.
Felicity.
刑事。
Scruple. She had no scruple about speaking her mind.
Scruple.
後ろめたさ。
Delusion. His faith in the denomination was a delusion.
Delusion.
幻想。
Bout. He had a bout of painting to finish today.
Bout.
一仕事。
Abuse. They have abused power over the citizens.
Abuse.
を乱用する。
Slaughter. The villains tried to slaughter the children.
Slaughter.
を殺戮する。
Torture. They tortured their prisoners.
Torture.
を拷問する。
Retain. He was eager to retain their morality.
Retain.
を保つ。
Enforce. They enforce strict rules here.
Enforce.
を強いる。
Reinforce. I need to reinforce the structure of our strategy.
Reinforce.
を強化する。
Undergo. I will undergo surgery.
Undergo.
を経験する。
Usher. They ushered in a new era of technology.
Usher.
を先に導入する。
Deploy. The soldiers will deploy to the front lines.
Deploy.
展開する。
Emulate. We tried to emulate her role model's success.
Emulate.
を模範にする。
Contradict. Your words contradict your own actions.
Contradict.
反する。
Scalp. He wanted to scalp the tickets for a higher price.
Scalp.
を転売する。
Harness. They harness the power of the wind for electricity.
Scalp.
を利用する。
Forge. He decided to forge a new path in his career.
Forge.
偽造する、切り開く。
Enlighten. She enlightened him about the environmental conservation.
Enlighten.
を啓発する。
Compelling. The compelling story held my attention until the end.
Compelling.
強制的な。
Domesticated. The domesticated dog is a loyal companion.
Domesticated.
家庭的な。
Detrimental. Smoking is detrimental to your health.
Detrimental.
有害な。
Spectacular. The sunset was truly spectacular.
Spectacular.
見せ物的な。
Scarce. Clean water is scarce in some regions.
Scarce.
乏しい。
Subsequent. After the first phase, the subsequent phases will follow soon.
Subsequent.
後に起こる。
Staggering. The impact of the earthquake was staggering.
Staggering.
よろめく。
Juvenile. The juvenile delinquent was placed in another program.
Juvenile.
未成年の。
Dissident. The dissident journalist criticized the government.
Dissident.
意見をことにする。
Physiological. He explained the physiological changes during exercise.
Physiological.
生理学上の。
Rash. Her decision to invest in that scheme was rather rash.
Rash.
無謀な。
Cautious. She was cautious when crossing the street.
Cautious.
用心深い。
Comparable. The two products are comparable in terms of quality.
Comparable.
比較可能な。
Gullible. He is so gullible that he believes every online scam.
Gullible.
騙されやすい。
Plausible. Her explanation seemed plausible, but I had my doubts.
Plausible.
口先のうまい。
Tavern. I'll meet you at the tavern.
Tavern.
居酒屋。
Arbiter. Is he an arbiter of this issue?
Arbiter.
調停者。
Deficit. The country faces a trade deficit.
Deficit.
赤字。
Arthritis. The doctor's diagnosis was arthritis.
Arthritis.
関節炎。
Clamor. The clamor in the street grew louder.
Clamor.
幻想。
Hunch. My hunch is that it will rain tomorrow.
Hunch.
直感。
Atrocity. The atrocity shocked the world.
Atrocity.
暴虐。
Ringleader. The ringleader was arrested for organizing the heist.
Ringleader.
首謀者。
Perpetrator. The police identified the perpetrator of the crime.
Perpetrator.
加害者。
Propensity. John has a propensity for taking risks.
Propensity.
性癖。
Longevity. Healthy habits must lead to greater longevity.
Longevity.
長寿。
Cessation. The ceasefire brought a cessation of hostilities.
Cessation.
中止。
Stigma. She faced the stigma of being a criminal.
Stigma.
汚名。
Bounty. The bounty was offered for the capture of the fugitive.
Bounty.
奨励金。
Deluge. The deluge of rain caused flooding in the town.
Deluge.
大洪水。
Subsidy. Farmers receive a subsidy for their crops.
Subsidy.
助成金。
Feat. His feat was climbing Mount Everest.
Feet.
手柄。
Adherence. Her strict adherence to the rules impressed everyone.
Adherence.
固執。
Zenith. The team reached its zenith with the win.
Zenith.
絶頂。
Plight. The plight of the refugees is heartbreaking.
plight,
窮状。パート1は以上です。シナリオヒントを見て答えが言えるよう繰り返し見てください。次はヒントなしのパート2です。万一動画を気に入っていただけたらコメントや登録をお願いします。とても嬉しいです。
Let's get started part 2. Proliferate.
激増する。
Tangle.
をもつれさせる。
Facilitate.
を容易にする。
Avert.
から背ける。
Assimilate.
を吸収する。
Maim.
不自由にする。
Retort.
と言い返す。
Forfeit.
を失う。
Suffocate.
を窒息させる。
Reciprocate.
に報いる。
Municipal.
地方自治体の。
Exorbitant.
法外な。
Catastrophic.
破壊的な。
Indispensable.
不可欠な。
Congressional.
集会の。
Pricey.
高価な。
Influential.
勢力のある。
Collective.
集合的な。
Toxic.
有毒な。
Measurable.
ある程度の。
Demolition.
取り壊し。
Segregation.
隔離。
Layman.
素人。
Acquittal.
無罪放免。
Fiasco.
大失敗。
Facet.
面。
Grievance.
不平。
Milestone.
標石。
Futility.
無益。
Omen.
前兆。
Evoke.
を呼び起こす。
Litigate.
訴訟を起こす。
Gnaw.
をかじる。
Acclaim.
喝采する。
Pester.
苦しめる。
Insurmountable.
打ち勝ちがたい。
Irascible.
短気な。
Unbiased.
偏りのない。
Austere.
質素厳格な。
Coarse.
粗末な。
Frigid.
極寒の。
Foremost.
最先端の。
Indignant.
怒った。
Egregious.
とてもひどい。
Innate.
生来の。
Beguile.
を欺く。
Lurch.
よろめく。
Incite.
を先導する。
Bridle.
反り返る。
Saturate.
が飽和状態になる。
Incense.
を激怒させる。
Outlaw.
を非合法化させる。
Eclipse.
光を奪う職。
Confer.
送る会議する。
Retard.
を妨げる。
Succumb.
負ける。
Oust.
を追い出す。
Plead.
懇願する。
Lurk.
潜む。
Accost.
に声をかける。
Lure.
おとり。
Chain.
チェーン。
Aspiration.
熱望。
Periphery.
周囲。
Diatribe.
痛烈な皮肉。
Rhetoric.
レトリック。
Dwelling.
住居。
Parliament.
議会。
Herd.
群れ。
Confederate.
同盟の。
Melancholy.
塞ぎ込んだ。
Reductionist.
還元主義的な。
Benign.
無害な。
Cumbersome.
扱いにくい。
Irrational.
不合理な。
Pharmaceutical.
製薬の。
nebulous,
曖昧な、
bereaved,
遺族の、
turbulent,
荒れ狂う、
queasy,
吐き気のする、
baffle,
を困惑させる、
conjure,
を呼び起こす、
spark,
の引き金になる、
emblazon,
を飾る、
demean,
の品位を下げる、
rout,
を打ち負かす、
skyrocket,
急騰する、
encroach,
侵入する、
coalesce,
合体する、
linger,
ブラブラする、
shackle,
手かせ、
awe,
畏敬の念、
spree,
衝動、
discontent,
不満、
relevance,
妥当性、
mileage,
燃費、走行距離、
quirk,
気癖、
clot,
塊、
coefficient,
係数、
detachment,
乖離、
embrace,
を包み込む、
enact,
を制定する、
resent,
に憤る、
denounce,
を糾弾する、
fuel,
を煽る、
deem,
を思う、
splurge,
贅沢な行為をする、
endow,
を寄付する、
penalize,
を処罰する、
vie,
張り合う、
juror,
陪審員、
photosynthesis,
光合成、
stalemate,
手詰まり、
practitioner,
開業医、
reign,
君臨、
solace,
慰め、
censorship,
検閲、
generosity,
気前が良い、
anomaly,
変則、
predecessor,
前任者、
mundane,
平凡な、
volatile,
変化しやすい、
conspicuous,
人目につく、
illustrious,
著名な、
pagan,
異教徒、
forlorn,
心細い、
subtle,
緻密な、
robust,
強い、
candid,
率直な、
diminutive,
小柄の、
exacerbate,
を悪化させる、
invoke,
を行使する、
lodge,
に申し立てる、
incarcerate,
を投獄する、
hatch,
を孵化させる、
incline,
傾斜させる、
thrive,
繁盛する、
exert,
に振るう、
evaporate,
を蒸発させる、
instigate,
を扇動する、
inflammation,
炎症、
stroke,
脳卒中、
consternation,
仰天、
pinnacle,
頂点、
bud,
つぼみ、
cortex,
皮質、
clergy,
聖職者、
niche,
ニッチ、
tenure,
保持期間、
discretion,
資料分別、
alleviate,
を緩和する、
nudge,
肘でつつく、
comprise,
を構成する。
mitigate,
を鎮める、
diminish,
少なくする、
erupt,
噴火する、
revamp,
を改良する、
spur,
拍車をかける、
improvise,
即興で曲を作る、
address,
に話しかける、
reel,
よろめく、
inflict,
を課する、
envision,
を心に描く、
divert,
へ転換する、
revolt,
反抗する、
combustion,
激動、
vet,
獣医、
density,
密度、
foray,
襲撃、
validity,
妥当性、
savvy,
実務的な知識、
inception,
発端、
influx,
流入、
larva,
幼虫、
reservoir,
貯水池、
explicit,
明白な、
treacherous,
危険な、
avid,
熱心な、
adjunct,
付属の、
swift,
素早い、
intricate,
複雑な、
fervent,
熱烈な、
intriguing,
好奇心をそそる、
incoming,
今来ている、
nasty,
不潔な、
tangible,
有形の、
agrarian,
農業の、
psychiatric,
精神医学の、
susceptible,
多感な、
immaculate,
欠点のない、
staunch,
信頼できる、
inherent,
生来の、
profound,
心からの、
conversational,
会話での、
optimal,
最上の、
inadvertently,
不注意に、
predominantly,
優勢に、
desperately,
必死に、
readily,
二つ返事で、
consistently,
守備一貫して、
surmount,
に打ち勝つ、
evict,
を立ち退かせる、
antagonize,
を敵に回す、
deprecate,
を軽視する、
veer,
方向を変える、
rectify,
を改正する、
adorn,
を飾り立てる、
deduce,
を演繹する、
mollify,
を鎮める、
pledge,
を制約する、
dangle,
ぶら下がる、
enumerate,
を列挙する、
flaunt,
誇示する、
tout,
売り込む、
mar,
を台無しにする、
deface,
の外観を損なう、
dissipate,
散らす、
recuperate,
回復する、
inaugurate,
の就任を祝う、
strive,
励む、
devoid,
がかけて、
facetious,
冗談の、
jubilant,
歓喜によって、
disheveled,
取り乱れた、
insipid,
味気ない、
lax,
手ぬるい、
arcane,
秘密の、
bucolic,
牧歌的な、
haughty,
傲慢な、
garbled,
しどろもどろで、
trite,
ありふれた、
vicarious,
身代わりの、
implicit,
暗黙の、
dreary,
わびしい、
rudimentary,
基礎的な、
innuendo,
当てこすり、
allegory,
偶話、
protrusion,
突出すること、
graft,
汚職、
duplicity,
二枚舌、
concussion,
脳震盪、
contraband,
密輸品、
tinge,
色合い、
alacrity,
素早さ、
semblance,
見せかけ、
disposition,
性質、
felicity,
刑事、
scruple,
後ろめたさ、
delusion,
幻想、
bout,
一仕事
abuse,
を乱用する、
slaughter,
を殺戮する、
torture,
を拷問する、
retain,
を保つ、
enforce,
を強いる、
reinforce,
を強化する、
undergo,
を経験する、
usher,
を先に導入する、
deploy,
展開する、
emulate,
を模範にする、
contradict,
反する、
scalp,
を転売する、
harness,
を利用する、
forge,
偽造する、切り開く、
enlighten,
を啓発する、
compelling,
強制的な、
domesticated,
家庭的な、
detrimental,
有害な、
spectacular,
見せ物的な、
scarce,
乏しい、
subsequent,
後に起こる、
staggering,
よろめく、
juvenile,
未成年の、
dissident,
意見をことにする、
physiological,
生理学上の、
rash,
無謀な、
cautious,
用心深い、
comparable,
比較可能な、
gullible,
騙されやすい、
plausible,
口先のうまい、
tavern,
居酒屋、
arbiter,
調停者、
deficit,
赤字、
arthritis,
関節炎、
clamor,
幻想、
punch,
直感、
atrocity,
暴虐、
ringleader,
首謀者、
perpetrator,
加害者、
propensity,
性癖、
longevity,
長寿、
cessation,
中止、
stigma,
汚名、
bounty,
奨励金、
deluge,
大洪水、
subsidy,
助成金、
feat,
手柄、
adherence,
固執、
zenith,
絶頂、
plight,
窮状、